It's a wonderful day. Let me begin with the Marketplace Conclave Day 1. I, Mohammed Mubashir, welcome you all on behalf of the team Unicommerce to the Day 1 of India's biggest and first ever Marketplace Conclave. I believe that you all must be doing fine and keeping safe during these tough COVID times. COVID has not just changed our lives socially, personally, but it has completely changed the way of doing things such as working patterns, consumer preference, buying behavior, purchasing patterns, mode of payments. Abiding the new normal, the paradigm has been completely shifted from the physical stores to the online spaces. Hence, it's an apt time for the offline sellers to go online and specifically that to multi-channel for their growth. And for the existing sellers, it's time to revisit their online strategies and plan the growth trajectory. With this intent to help the e-tailers, traditional businessmen, mom and pop stores, traders, manufacturers to go online and help them in boarding the bandwagon, scaling their business with multiple marketplaces, understand various marketplace models, their benefits, advantages, best practice, do's and don'ts, and other specific nuances. Thus, we have set up a single stage for you all to interact, extract valuable insights, and get answers to your questions live from the industry thought leaders across multiple marketplaces in 2 days. They will also help you to understand each marketplace better and also help you to elevate your business towards an uptick from here. Before forging ahead towards the first session of the day, let me quickly set the rule of the games. So, the rule number 1, questions will be taken up post the PPT run by the speaker. Rule number 2, the audience has to post all the question and answers in the Q&A section only. Rule number 3, please avoid posting your questions into the chat room that might get neglected. Last but not the least, we'll prioritize most upvoted questions to benefit the audience at a large. Moving forward with a belief that we are all on the same page, let me open the first session of the day, and I would like to cordially invite Mr. Jay, Head Director Sales from Amazon, to take up from here. Over to you, Jay.
Thanks, Mohammed. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Let me just quickly share my screen. I hope you guys are able to hear me and see my screen.
Yes, Jay, you are very much audible.
Okay, superb. So good afternoon, everyone. Really excited to meet a bunch of sellers after a long time. This is my first seller interaction post the lockdown. So really excited to be a part of this conclave. My name is Jay. I've been part of Amazon for almost 5 years now, into multiple roles. In my current role, I manage direct sales. I had direct sales as a team. My team basically focuses on enabling sellers like you and help you with inputs on what selection to bring on Amazon, which fulfillment channel to choose, how to help you with discoverability of your selection so that you are successful on Amazon, right? So in addition to that, we also have presence across 8 cities wherein the team provides one-on-one support to large offline retailers, helping them bridge the gap from what they are used to doing on the offline world to the online world in Amazon. Along with me, there will be Vivek, Sakshi, who will be co-hosting the session. So if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A section and they'll try and respond to that there. Before we start, can we run a quick poll for me to understand what's the profile of the audience here, right? And I'll try and sort of customize my session and focus on areas which are more relevant to the audience. So Mohammed, can you run the quick poll to understand how many of the audiences already have experience of selling on Amazon or other marketplaces, and which of them do not have any online selling experience? Okay, are we running the poll?
Yes, Jay, it started.
Okay. My apologies, I can just see the slide and hence I'm not able to understand what's happening on the other side. Okay, are we good to move it?
So there it's 64 out of 165 people are selling online. 14
Okay,
30% of the people says they are already there on Amazon, and
okay,
26% of the people say they do have online websites, and approximately 26% of the people those have got presence in all multiple four aspects.
got it.
Poll
Cool. So what
still,
I'll do
poll
in
still
that
on.
case, hey, sorry.
Sorry, Jay. The poll is still on. We have received
Okay,
72% of the votes. If you want, we
okay.
can continue, or else we can end this poll right here.
Cool. I just wanted to get a sense of the audience. I think most of them have some online selling experience. So I'll focus on the part wherein we talk about how to be successful on Amazon. I think we can move ahead.
Sure. So I'm just ending this poll, and then you can take it up.
Sure.
Over to you, Jay.
Thanks, Mohammed. Cool. So in today's session we are going to talk about quickly we'll cover why Amazon. Since some of you are already selling online, you understand all of this. So I'll quickly skim through the slides. How to start and different modes of selling on Amazon. Now you might have one mode operational, but we'll talk about all the modes so that you can see which mode suits you the best. We'll talk about cost. Again, I'll be brief since all of you or most of you have already experience of selling on Amazon. We'll focus more on what are the tools and tips to succeed. We have a special offer for new sellers who are not already sold on Amazon. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about how to take this forward from here if you're keen to sell on Amazon. Okay. Now, one of the most basic reason, right, of why you should be selling on Amazon is because there are a lot of customers who are buying on Amazon. And the reason why these customers choose to buy on Amazon is that there are three things which have actually stayed consistent for us in the last 20 years. And these are the philosophy with which we have sort of created this whole marketplace, right? And these three pillars are selection, pricing, and convenience. What I mean by these consistent pillars is that 20 years down the line, right, nobody's going to ask that I want lower selection, I want lesser variety of shirts on your site. Nobody is going to say that I like your product, but I don't want to buy it for 1,000 rupees, but for 1,200 rupees. Nobody's going to say that I don't want a 2-day delivery, but a 4-day delivery. So a lot of a focus, right, of succeeding as a marketplace, and for you to succeed as a seller, needs to be focused on these three areas, and we're going to talk about this in detail as we go along. Now, why you should be on Amazon, right? The basic reason which should answer everything is that we are the most visited e-commerce site in India. We have 20 crore plus visits every month. We have 15 crore customers. More importantly, we have more than a crore prime customers. Now, these are the customers who have actually paid money, right? 1,000 rupees a year to be Amazon Prime member, which gives them a host of benefits, which includes free shipping, includes Prime Video, Amazon Music, and there are many other features, right? So these people essentially are largely loyal to Amazon. Amazon is their first choice, right? And that's a huge base, right? If you consider India's population. And in the last few years, we have seen a prime base growing by 5x, which tells you that this is consistently growing. As a result of this loyal base, right, we see a lot of repeat purchase. So you see that we have of all the customers that we have, 65% of them have actually bought with us twice, not only once. Um, and just to give you comfort and tell you that there are a lot of sellers like you who already are selling on Amazon. We have 6 lakhs plus unique sellers on Amazon who have had experience of selling on Amazon. Now, all of us understand, right, the importance, especially in the COVID times, right, of diversifying business, operating in an omni-channel environment. Offline is definitely important, but online is also important. And hence, if you want to sell online, uh, Amazon becomes imperative because 50% of online shoppers are Amazon customers. So if you're selling online and not selling on Amazon, that's not complete. If you want to sell online, you need to be here. Even if your business is largely offline, and this is for offline retailers or offline brands who are primarily distribution led, If you look at a research that we did, it says 25% customers actually research their products on Amazon before making an offline purchase. So even if your online business is very limited, it makes sense for you to create presence of your brand on Amazon, because a lot of customers look at ratings, reviews, description of the product before even they go offline and purchase the product. Now, what is a marketplace model, right? I used this term a couple of times. It's very, very simple, wherein Amazon basically acts as a mediator, integrator, technology, fulfillment service provider, and integrates the customers on one side who wants to buy these products and sellers on the other side who wants to sell these products. What do you need to do in order to integrate with the marketplace? List your products, and we're going to talk about how to do that. A customer searches the product, he is able to search a product basis a certain algorithm which looks at different things like customer reviews, the product description that you have written, and so on and so forth. Surfaces at a certain selection, the customer makes a purchase, you deliver the product either directly or through Amazon logistics. The moment the product gets delivered to the customer, you get your payment within 7 days after deducting Amazon charges. And we'll talk about those charges as well as we go along. Okay. Another reason why you should be on Amazon, no matter how strong you are, right, in terms of your offline retail presence, there is a limit. There is a catchment area for every retail store that you have, and that might extend to few kilometers. If you are a really popular retailer in a city, it might extend to the whole city, right? But it doesn't go essentially beyond that. What Amazon gives you is access to 100% of pin codes in India, right? So if you are a regional brand or if you're a city specific famous retailer, it still makes sense for you to go and start selling on Amazon to basically access the market which is outside your city or your state. Not only in India, through Amazon, once you start, and I think we have a session on global sales as well today, you can not only sell to customers in India, but actually you can expand your footsteps abroad as well. It's cost effective. Now, people who are more familiar with offline world, if you want to increase your business, right, in the offline world, you typically look at expanding your store footprint, right? You will open more stores. Now, opening any new store comes with real estate costs, there is manpower cost, there is marketing cost, there is interior cost, and so on and so forth, right? E-commerce relatively is very low on capex, right? The only cost that typically you need to start before you invest before you start is actually cataloging costs, right? So it's very, very light on capex. You can use smart inventory management, that some of the inputs we provide to limit the inventory that you're operating with. Most importantly, it gives you a lot of flexibility. You can choose the products that you want to sell. You can choose the pricing that you want to operate at. You can choose which products do you want to promote, which products you don't want to promote. Also, it gives you a lot of features in terms of promotions to create your brand online. And we're going to talk about that in the next few slides. Another restriction or another limitation, right, of a physical store is that it can only be open for a certain period of time, 12 hours, right, in most cities. During COVID times, it's even lesser, right? Most states or cities are allowing stores to be open only for a window of 8 hours. Your online store is open 24 hours. You don't need to be there. The customer can place orders at his own convenience. And ease of operations. The motto or the philosophy that we operate at Amazon is that we want you to focus on things that you are best at, which is sourcing the right product, pricing it well, managing inventory. The rest of the pieces in terms of customer service, logistics, we are there to take care on your behalf, right? All these tools, right, that I just spoke about are sort of aimed at helping you guys become a national brand if you're a brand owner. Now, again, people who are very familiar to the offline world, I just wanted to quickly connect how online selling is, while it's different, but it's still very, very similar to what are the basic elements of offline selling. In offline selling, you have display, right? You create a nice merchandising at your store, you put your best products on the facade to drive traffic to your stores. You have salesmen who talk about the quality of your product, features of your product, right? In the online world, you you take your best products and create a great quality A plus catalog. And I'll cover A plus catalog in more detail, right? Which has multiple photos of your product, videos, and so on and so forth. For regular product, you don't have salesmen, but you have cataloging. So you do a really, really thorough job in the quality of images that you're putting for your product and the quality of description, keywords that you're writing for your products, right? This is super, super important, and a lot of people ignore it, in the sense that they think this is okay to the customer will look at price and buy, but the customers are very conscious. So you don't have salesmen here, you are able to get a visit, you should try and convert it into a sale, and that can only be done if you have good quality images, you have the right number of images, and you have a good quality catalog. Inventory, all of you are familiar. You manage inventory at store, you manage inventory at warehouse. Amazon is very similar that way. You have the flexibility of even using our warehouse, which is our fulfillment centers, at a variable cost. So you pay basis the amount of space that you use, and that way it turns out to be much, much cheaper, and it's a variable cost for you. Promotions, right? That's one place which actually differentiates offline and online very significantly. Now, if you want to drive promotions of a particular period, let's say sale period, right? The most common places used by people are put a newspaper ad talking about the sale or opening of a new store, or you can go and do the same on radio. You make a RJ announce about the promotion or the sale. Uh, while these work well, right? The one of the pitfalls is that it's very difficult for you to directly measure. There are measures, but they are not very precise, right, in terms of what is leading to how much increase in footfalls. uh, Amazon, since it's online, we provide you with multiple products on the advertising side, and a lot of these products are actually cost per click and not cost per real estate or per space that you're taking in the newspapers, right? So you only pay when somebody clicks on your advertisement. You don't pay for impressions. Essentially, on a newspaper ad, you pay for impressions, right? So newspaper tells you that I have so much of circulation, and hence you can assume so many views on your ad, and you pay. Here, on a lot of Amazon products, you don't pay for unless somebody clicks and visits your page. We also have products if you want to promote your brand, which are banners and other high visibility products. There we have a different charging model. Missing inventory in your stores is very similar to returns. Customer service that you provide in terms of a particular window for returns, any membership that you might have, it's very, very similar in Amazon. We deliver at doorstep, we pick up at doorstep, and we take care of the whole customer service piece on your behalf. Now, assuming that you are all convinced that it is important to be on Amazon, right? At least principally, because we're going to talk about the other elements later. Let's talk about what do you need. If you're already not on Amazon, what do you need to start selling on Amazon? The first piece is we are going to share a link with you at the end of the session. You can fill that link, and then this team that I manage will help you come on Amazon. An alternate way is you go to Seller Central, which is the Amazon seller portal, and register yourself as a seller. If you're a brand owner, you can also register your brand registry through a trademark. Next step, once you are registered as a seller, is to start cataloging. Now, cataloging has two elements. If your products are already existing on Amazon, for example, if you're selling a mobile phone, then you just go click on that product, put your pricing, and you're live. There's nothing else that you need to do. If you're selling new products, if you're a private label, if you're a new brand for which the listings are not already on Amazon, then you need to create a new catalog or create a new listing. Now, I'm again re-emphasizing the importance of data quality and image quality while doing so, right? This is your salesman that you're talking about, right? So ensure that you use all the right keywords, because the algorithm of Amazon works based on your product content. So if you did not do a very good job of writing a detailed product description, not using the right keywords, your selection will not be surfaced to the audience when they are selecting basis certain keywords. So pay a lot of attention on this. Please write a very detailed catalog. use the right search keywords while creating your catalog. The third and another very, very critical element is selecting the mode of operation. And I'll cover all of these in more detail in the next few slides. Uh, we have a host of options on fulfillment, and you can choose one of them, or you can choose multiple of them. And I'll tell you how. Fourth is, once your listing is created, you price that listing, you tell at what price do you want to sell it, and that's your prerogative. Put the stock that is available with you, and voila, you're live. Your products are visible to customers. They can now place orders on your products, right? So it's simple, and it's fast for you to start selling on Amazon. Now, as I mentioned, there are two ways to list your products. If your product is already existing on Amazon, you just go search for that product, put your condition, it's new or is it existing product or a used product, your price of the product, quantity, and your life. If it's not an existing product, and your product contains EAN numbers, or for books it's ISBN, I think. If you have those, then you can create a new listings yourself. If you don't have a standardized international barcode on your product, which could be EAN or ISBN, what you can do is you can request for UPC exemption. And there is a process, as I said, the team that is going to help you with this will also help you with this process. So if you are a private brand owner, or if you're selling selection which is generic in nature, you can use the route of UPC exemption to list your products. Now this is important. Mode of operations, right? And since a lot of you are already selling on Amazon, you might be already using one of these, right? Now I'll talk about what are the various modes available. The most easiest one that is available, or the most common one, is selling on Amazon through EasyShip. It's plain and simple. You have the inventory at your store. The customer places order. You pack the product. You schedule the delivery. You keep the product packed. Amazon logistics service comes at your doorstep during that time, picks up the product, delivers it to the customer. Right. So here the inventory is with you fully. The next one is fulfillment by Amazon, and that's my favorite because that has led to success of a lot of sellers on Amazon. It's like a proven model which works really well, and has shown significant spike in sales for a lot of sellers. Is Amazon fulfillment by Amazon, which is called FBA in internal parlance. Here, all of you would have GST, right, wherein you have a primary place of business. In the FBA model, what you do is you register our warehouse as your additional place of business. So you have a primary place of business, our warehouse acts as an additional place of business for you. And there's a simple process to do that. Once that is done, once that process is complete, which typically takes 4 to 7 days, you can send your products to our warehouse. And in FBA, we use like send it, forget it, right? Then we take care of everything from there on, in the sense that if a customer places an order, we are going to ship it on, pack it on your behalf in a nice packaging, and ship it to the customer. We also handle customer service, returns, and everything from there on, right? So it's like send it, forget it for you. You can focus on the core elements of your business, which is pricing, sourcing, and so on and so forth, and we take care of list on your behalf. The third model is SellerFlex, which is sort of a combination of the two models that I spoke about. Now, in the SOA or EasyShip model, you don't get a prime tag initially, right? In the FBA model, the moment you put your product in FC, it becomes prime eligible. So it will have a prime tag always associated with it. It also becomes buy box eligible by default, right? In SellerFlex, you get all those features in the sense that your product becomes prime eligible. It also starts getting buy box immediately. But the difference is the inventory lies in your premises. Now, how does it operate? It's similar to EasyShip in a way, but you have to earmark a particular area for Amazon. And in that, only Amazon inventory will be there, which means the inventory which is live on Amazon, right? You can obviously inbound more, you can move out inventory, but you will have to keep doing it in our systems as well, right? So in that area, whatever inventory is there needs to map with what is actually showing on Amazon. In this one, picking and packing is handled by the seller because it is your space, it is your operations. Amazon will take care of delivery, returns, customer queries, and everything, and you get a Prime tag. Now, there are certain specific investments required here in terms of printer, in terms of a certain amount of sale for this to make sense for you and for us. So it's a program which is suitable for a certain type of sellers. But we do recommend a combination of these programs, and I'll talk about this in the next slide. The fourth model is local shops, which is, let's say I am someone who's selling categories which are very specific to a certain area, right? For example, if I'm selling perishables, flowers, or I'm selling heavy and bulky items which can only be delivered in a certain area, and I think I can manage the delivery on my own, right? So that the customer gets like a super fast delivery experience. Places an order and you deliver in 6 hours, you deliver in one day. That's like a great customer experience, right? That's where local shops comes into play, and you can use local shops as a fulfillment channel. In this, you take care of the whole fulfillment in the sense that you take care of the delivery, and you also manage and qualify returns. Now, I spoke about Amazon Prime, right, on both FB and Flex. Now, why is Prime important? I think most of you already know, right? Firstly, it's a paid program, so it's a more serious customer. It's a more loyal customer. The frequency of purchase is very high. Secondly, even if there is a non-Prime customer, right, there is a tendency to buy only Prime products, right? So I can't share specific numbers, but the conversion on an ASIN which is Prime enabled versus conversion on ASIN which is non-Prime enabled, there is a stark difference. So it's pretty evident that the customers want this tag, right? There are a host of other benefits in terms of being eligible for merchandising, customer service, and so on and so forth. But I'll just focus on this one, right? Which is very high conversion compared to offer which is fulfilled by you yourself, right? So that's sort of a something that should seal the deal in favor of Prime. Now, how to be enabled on Prime? As I said, the easiest way to do it is start using FBA as a channel. You become an FBA, and we have seen basis the past trends. Sellers who typically move into FBA have seen spikes in sales, which actually goes up to 3 times of the regular sales, right? Primarily driven by conversions. So a customer who was yesterday not very comfortable buying a product because it was not Prime fulfilled, it was not Amazon fulfilled, now is more willing to buy because of firstly the Prime tag, secondly faster delivery, right? It also helps sellers in the longer run because we provide gold standard experience in terms of delivery, timeliness, packaging, which ensures that you get good ratings from your customers. Now, I already spoke about local shops, right? Local shops is another program in which, as soon as the seller satisfies a certain conditions, it becomes Prime eligible. Why it matters a lot for us and for maybe for you as well is that it is a fantastic customer experience in the sense that customers who already know about you, who know about your presence as a local retailer or a local brand, are able to buy from you. So they have the comfort of buying a known brand and the comfort of buying it from the comfort of their houses through Amazon, right? It also ensures that there is a very timely delivery, right? Because you are managing delivery on your own, you can ensure that the delivery is done like at breakneck speed. At the same time, you can also add value-added services like demo, installation during delivery, right? So this is a new product that we have launched this year, and we see a lot of excitement in sellers around this product, especially around certain categories that I spoke of. Seller fee structure, let me try and cover this in more detail in the next slides, and I'll try and explain each component of the fee to you. Now, as I said, FBA is a super important product for sellers and for us because it ensures gold standard and customer experience. We are right now running a promotional offer which ensures that you don't do any additional investment if you want to try FBA, which means for the first 3 months of your FBA launch, we provide you free pickup of your stuff from your location to the FC. This is for new sellers who are trying FBA. Free storage and packing, and free removals. So it's like a super package for you to try it out. If it doesn't work, you can remove your inventory through free removals and there is no cost. So let me cover the fee piece in the next slide. As I mentioned in the first slide, we are also going to cover the cost of selling on Amazon. And the cost of selling on Amazon actually is divided across the 6 components that you see on the left-hand side. The first is a referral fee. Now, the referral fee is depending on the category that you're selling, right? So, for example, for a mobile phone, it might be 5%. For soft lines or apparels, it might be 17% or more. It is depending on the structure of that particular category. There are categories which are high margin, there are categories which are low margin, right? So that's a percentage of the selling price that you get charged. So the example that we have put in, it's 5%, and hence you see 50 rupees charged for a 1,000 rupee phone. It's not the best example because the ASP is very low in this case, but let's just try and understand the whole fee structure. So the first piece is referral fee, as I said, which is percentage of your selling price. The second element is closing fee, which is a function of which fulfillment channel you have chosen and the selling price of your product. The third component is shipping fee, which we charge for picking the products from your doorstep or from the Amazon warehouse and delivering it to the customer. The fourth one is the pick and pack fee, which is the fee that we charge to pack your products in the right way. Fifth is storage fee. Now, and the sixth is technology fee. As I told you at the time of SellerFlex that we use a specific internal software. That's the technology fee that you pay when you want to use SellerFlex as a fulfillment channel. Now, all these fees are not applicable for all channels. For example, in case of EasyShip, you're not using my packing service, you're not using my storage space, you're using the standard technology, so you pay only for referral, closing, and shipping. In FBA, I'm going to pack products on your behalf, I'm going to give you storage space, and hence you're going to pay those fees, right? So it's actually depending on what you use is what you pay for. The piece that I spoke about, which is variable costing model, is what applies in each of the element of doing business on e-commerce. In the current offer, which is Try FBA, you don't pay pick and pack fee for 3 months. You also don't pay storage fee for 3 months, up to 100 units. Cool. Let me, I think it's okay. I'll try and run fast through the rest of the slides. How to be successful on Amazon, since some of you are already selling on Amazon. The most critical piece, right, and I think I have covered this enough times, so I'll not repeat, is be on Prime, be Prime enabled. What is the right channel for me? Right fulfillment channel for me? There is no single answer, honestly. It depends, and the right answer is actually using a combination of fulfillment channels. Typically, mature retailers, right, what they would do is, let's say I have 1,000 products, out of which I know that 20 are really fast moving. What they would typically do is they will take these 20 and move them into FBA, maintain a lot of inventory of that in FBA so that they don't have to worry about inventory, customer service, and so on and so forth. It also ensures like a super fast delivery to the customer, great experience in terms of timeliness and packaging. For the rest of the 980 ASINs, they would use, let's say, SellerFlex, right? SellerFlex is the second fastest channel in terms of delivery. Again, a Prime enabled channel, so ensures that all your listings are Prime enabled. So you use SellerFlex for the balance of the inventory. You also use local shops in the sense if your product is something that you think has a time sensitivity element to it, right? And you want to ensure that your customers are delighted through fast delivery, then you can use local shops for a certain set of pin codes where you want to deliver on your own. Now, for all the listings, in fact, for 980 listings at least, what this will do is it will take, the system will itself take care on which listing to show to which customer. So to a customer which is, let's say, 3 kilometers away from you, he might see a local shops listing because that's the fastest delivery promise that you can commit to him, and you're Prime enabled there as well, right? And for a customer who's in a different city, he might see an FBA or Flex offer depending on the product that he's listing. We also recommend people to replicate their inventory, and when I say replicate, if you can register yourself for GST in multiple states, then place your inventory across multiple places depending on the demand. It first has a fee benefit to you in the sense that you get charged lower when you are doing local shipping. So it has a fee benefit. That's one. Secondly, it has a major conversion benefit, right? The delivery piece, which is the second piece that we're talking about here, is again very important because a lot of customers are making time-sensitive purchases, and they make or make shopping or not shopping decisions based on the speed. The third piece, which is very important for sellers, is the listing quality. Already spoke about it, so I'll skip this. And be very sensitive to your customer feedback. Maintain a high quality of listing, high quality of images, and be responsive to your customers. Fourth is globally known rule. Indians and customers globally love low prices. So ensure that your products are priced sharply and ensure that you're always in stock. Out of stock is a lost opportunity, right? And you might be giving sales to somebody else, or that customer might not be shopping on Amazon. So ensure that you're adequately stocked, especially for your fast moving items. Now, we spoke about multiple elements, right? One is why to sell on Amazon, what is the costing of selling on Amazon, what are the best practices, right? That you need to sort of create a strong base for yourself. Now, since those are sorted, right, let's talk about, okay, I have the right fulfillment channel, I have the right pricing. How do I drive more visibility on my products, right? And that's where we have some advertising products. Uh, very basic product, as I said, it's called sponsored products. You can choose the product that you want to advertise. You can decide what is the bid that you want to place on that product. Now, when I say bid, you might say, okay, I'm okay paying 5 rupees for a click for this particular product. So 5 rupees is your bid, or 10 rupees is your bid, or 15 rupees is your bid, right? That is the max amount that you could be paying for that particular click. The way the system charges you is that it actually bills you for the second lowest bid, in the sense that you, let's say for example, are bidding 15 rupees for a click, and the second lowest bidder is actually bidding 3 rupees. You don't get charged 15 rupees, you get charged 3 rupees 1 paisa. This is just to ensure that people are not conservating at the time they're bidding. They should actually bid the best price that they want to, and they don't get charge basis that. They get charge basis the second lowest rate. Okay? Uh, very useful product, must have if you want to drive sales on your products. As I said, it's a cost per click. You don't pay if you don't get a click. No charges for impressions. You can choose the products, you can choose the keyword that you want to advertise on, you can choose which keyword do you want to bid higher on depending on the conversions, which keyword do you want to bid lower on, and the system helps you with reports. It actually tells you this keyword received so many clicks, you paid so much for this, you got so much of sale. So if for high converting keywords you can actually choose to bid more, for low converting keywords you can choose to bid less or move them into the negative keyword list. In which case the ad will not be shown for those particular keywords. The listing that is rounded is a sponsored product listings. At the top, you see sponsored brands. We've not covered it in detail in this slide, but I'll just quickly talk 1 minute about it. This is a product which can be used only if you're a brand owner, but again, a super product, a cost per click product through which you can showcase 3 of your top selling products. You can also put your brand logo and a message that you want to put. So basically, it's again a CPC model. So you are paying the same cost roughly, and you're getting much more real estate. Whenever somebody clicks on your brand, it gets actually directed to a landing page or to a brand store where you can showcase all your collection to that particular customer. So in that sense, you can showcase all your products to a customer with just help of one click. The next product, again applicable only for brands, is a brand store. Now, all the brands should be super excited about this product. It's a free of cost product. If you have not used it, you must, because this is your store within Amazon. You can choose whatever you want to do with your store. Here you can put videos, you can put interactive images, you can create sections within your micro page or brand store, so to say, right? But the condition remains that you need to be the brand owner to be able to create a brand store. The reasons for using brand store: easy to create, no complex coding required. You can actually create a brand store and then create different links and use them at different places. Like you can place one link in WhatsApp campaign, you can place one link in Facebook campaign, one in Instagram campaign, one in your sponsored brand campaign, and you can see how much traffic are you deriving from each of these sources. What is the performance of traffic from each of these sources? What is the quality? How much time people are spending on your pages after coming from that particular source? And what is the conversion? So you can choose which advertising channel to invest more on. Now, we spoke about a lot of services, a lot of product. I also spoke about A plus. A lot of this can be overwhelming for a lot of sellers because there are multiple pieces to it, and hence we have a very robust support system, which is Amazon Service Provider Network, which provide a host of services. Right, in fact, all services that I spoke about: cataloging, imaging, managing your advertising campaigns, helping you create A plus pages. So you can go to Amazon Seller Central and go through the service provider section and get details of all these service providers. There's also SPN website, which you would have received through the brochure that is shared with you. So you can refer to that. As I said, we provide a host of services, which can be brand store creation, brand store customization, A plus page creation. Any service that you can think of, right, is practically present in our service provider network. So I would encourage you guys to go and explore these services and see which one suits best for you. The special offer for today's session that I spoke about, free account registration that's anyways available for everyone. We are providing 100 free listings if you are a new seller and come through the source that I'm just going to mention next. We also provide initial handholding for 3 months that my team provides, which is direct sales. So free support for 3 months. We'll help you with the FC registration process. You can use free advertising credits, which every seller receives. And there is a try FBA program which is going on currently. So definitely use that and experiment with FBA if you already haven't. And this is the best time to sell on Amazon because we're very close to Prime Day. In fact, you need to move really, really fast if you want to be in time for Prime Day sales. We see massive traffic spikes during Prime Day, so it's a very good opportunity for you to showcase your products to the customers. But as I said, you need to move at breakneck speed if you want to be. It's just like 7-8 days away from here. And for a lot of customers for a lot of sellers who are not very, who are more comfortable with Hindi or the regional languages, we are coming up with Seller Central enabled in regional languages. So we have the first piece, which is Hindi, which is already launched, and we are going to enable more languages as we go along. Okay. Now, what to do next? If you are interested, you can use this link. I would strongly encourage you to use this link. Fill in your details, and we'll help you with the rest of the process. We'll help you with the various processes that we spoke about, and take it forward from there. That's pretty much all that I had. Let's move to see if you guys have any questions which are left unanswered, and I'll try and answer them in the next 10 minutes. Mohammed, over to you.
Thanks, Jay. So we are waiting for the live question answers coming in from the audience. So Jay, I guess there are a couple of questions which are already there. I guess 32 of them have been there and which are still open. So would request you to take up few if you like. So let me quickly say there's one question which is being posted by Paras Aurora, which says why there is no temple for boys clothing sets. There is one in ethnic, but not for the other boys clothing sets. So we've got a couple of more similar questions like, are there levels of sellers in Amazon, bronze, silver, gold? So I guess this is the one thing which you can pick it up. Both the questions are interlinked. So why don't you pick up and answer this?
Got it. So currently there is no grading of sellers that is available on Amazon. So all sellers are treated at par. There are certain sellers which are important from the customer's perspective basis the selection that they carry. and these sellers get support in terms of account management, free account management that Amazon provides. But if I leave that element apart, there is no special privilege that any seller gets on Amazon. It's a standard block, and all the charges that you pay, all the facilities, all the visibility that you get are the visibility that every seller gets.
मैं present नहीं कर रहा.
Okay, can we get a copy of the presentation? I'm not sure. Saloni is the best person to comment on that. But we have shared a brochure with you. If there is any information missing, you can reach out to us through the link that I just shared. Is there any specific other question that you want me to pick, Mohammed? Or should I just scroll through these?
So it would be great if you can just scroll through these, and whatever is finding it relevant and which can be benefit for at the audience at a large, then probably we can pick that.
Okay.
This question which I have come across from Nilesh: can I sell vegetables on Amazon? What about the perishable like fruits?
So not at this point of time. It's definitely a major category if you look at the overall market. But at this point of time, as a seller, we don't have options to sell perishables. We are seeing which products can be enabled through the local shops model, right? But anything which is consumable, right, which people eat and has an element of expiry to it and a very short expiry, there are multiple angles associated with it, right, before we enable it on a marketplace. And hence we might we don't have a handy product at this point of time, but it will come soon.
So one more interesting question from Gaurav Kulshrestha. I guess this question can be of much concern of other sellers also. And he's asking, many products listed on Amazon, those support channels, we get standard response which does not help us in improvising. How we can get specific response for us to make the necessary changes and getting it real-life.
Got it. It's difficult to comment honestly, right? There are multiple reasons for which your product might get delisted, and I'll have to go into details. I'll just talk about some reasons, some common reasons why a product gets delisted, right? The one most common is customer feedback. So if a product is attracting a lot of customer feedback and specific words which are used, right, which are fake product, inauthentic, then it basically gets yanked. That's the internal term that we use. The other reason is if you have used incorrect keywords in that product. That's the second reason why it might get disabled. But as I said, I'll need to go into specifics. So I would encourage you to please do fill your details on that link. My team would try and help and assist you. But as I said, it's difficult to provide a single answer because the reasons could be multiple.
Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks, Jay, for answering it. Thanks, Gaurav, for asking it. So a lot more questions coming in from for you. Since we have got 68 questions, which we have to take it up. So let me just take one last
So
question.
I find one interesting question somebody said, which is, we know all this. Can you give us pieces which are not known, right? We are a seller already, and I think that's an interesting question in terms of what do you need to do. I think I'll move to basics, and since most of you have online selling experience, right? I'll just talk about three basics which I spoke about at the beginning, right? One is ensure all your selection is listed well, in the sense that you cover all the right keywords. And I know what I'm saying sounds very basic, but if you just look at most accounts, seller accounts, you will find that some of these basics are missing, right? So one is ensure that your listing is of great quality, has all the right keywords, has good quality images. If your product is a niche which people don't know how to use, add videos, right, so that they know how to use that product, right? So one is ensuring a great listing quality. If you're a brand owner, try and experiment with A plus pages, that they add a significant amount of conversion. The second piece is use advertising very smartly to drive traffic to your pages. That's the second thing that you can do. Third is, as I said, three pillars: pricing, selection, convenience, right? Be on channels which deliver products really fast to customer. Speed is important. So if you're super successful in Gujarat today, right, and you are in Gujarat FC, see if you're getting a lot of demand from other states. Is it possible for you to move your inventory there, register in those fulfillment channels, fulfillment centers, and put your inventory there to ensure even faster customer delivery, right? And the third is pricing, right? I mean, that you know best, so I don't need to tell you. But these are the three most common things which work for sellers normally. Use advertising very judiciously. I've seen a lot of sellers thinking that's an additional expense, thinking that okay, sponsored brands is not for me. I'm not a big brand, but trust me, all of these things need to come into play together for it to help you expand business on Amazon.
So I guess thanks a lot. Means a lot, and I'm sure that your insight will really help the sellers and the people, large audience present out
So,
there, benefited out the most.
yeah.
Again, day one, and you have been a great audience. So it's a wrap for this session.